Andrew here, and I gotta hand it to fat fascist Ford. And I'm dead serious here. This isn't going to be one of those bait and switch where I pretend that I'm handing it to him, but instead I spin it and give it to him. Fat fascist Ford was at an event, and I think it was due to the healthcare crisis, the collapsing medical system, which, off the top of my head, sorry, I mean, I have lots of ideas on how we could fix the medical system. Whether any of them are any good, I don't know. And I don't know if I'm ever going to go into it. But there's one thing that just keeps rolling around in the back of my brain. We don't have enough nurses. We're having problems with burnout and attrition. And it occurs to me that if you're in the middle of a pandemic and a health crisis, firing 20% of your fucking nurses because you're a fascist fuckwit is a bad idea. And now he's scrambling to try and figure out some way to fix the problem that, while he didn't cause it, he sure as shit exacerbated it. But this isn't a rip-on Ford video. Okay, it's a rip-on Ford video because I just ripped on Ford. But this, no, I told you that he is a genuinely lucky SOB. He had a divided, broke opposition. The time that he was running for re-election was his policies aligned so well with what the general populace and the small businesses that support him wanted. And the one thing that the vast majority of the population did not want was more lockdowns, more passports, more yada, yada, yada. And he ran on, no, it's endemic, life has to return to normal. And Andrea the Commie Horwath and Il Duce del Duca said, no, we're going to make the third shot mandatory and bring back the passports and go gooder and harder on the restrictions. And that's why I say, I mean, that's the opposition he was running against. He's a complete and utter fuck up as the premier. But that's the opposition he ran against. He's a lucky son of a bitch. But in those videos, when I was talking about that, I also said, to give the devil his due, he's one hell of a retail politician. He stole, or he absorbed, the ideas of the further right in terms of, it's time to reintroduce this weird concept known as freedom and personal autonomy into Ontario. But his budget was $200 billion. He ran to the left of the Liberals on economic policy. He made noises about fixing the healthcare that he was broken when he got it. And instead of trying to repair it, he picked up the pieces and broke them up some more and stomped on them. Now he's trying to fix it. But in terms of retail politics, the last retail politician I saw at this sort of level was Chrétien. And again, give the devil his due. I loathed the man. I thought he was an awful prime minister, but he was a great retail politician. And he absorbed people from the mushy center right by running on economic policy stolen straight from Preston Manning, but he ran on social policy that was standard liberal stuff, and he ran against the separatists, and my country includes Quebec, and all of that during the last separation referendum. And so no, he was a tremendous retail politician. Ford is a tremendous retail politician. Again, on freedom, autonomy, endemicity of coronavirus, end lockdowns, end passports, etc. He ran pretty good to the right. On economic issues, he ran pretty good to the left. Big budgets, big spending, throw money at this and that. He sent out his Minister of Labor to court the private sector union vote, and talking about bringing kids into the trades and making it better. I do not know the details of these. I don't know if his ideas are workable, etc. What I'm saying is, as a politician, he hit the right notes with the right people and increased his share of the vote and increased his share of parliament. This is really solid retail politics. Well, recently he was at, as I mentioned a few moments ago, he was at an event and it had something to do with healthcare announcements. A bee flew right down his throat. He didn't try to get all dignified or hide it or whatever. He yucked it up. And, holy Christ, the little bugger flew right down my throat. And he's coughing and he drinks some water. But oh man, that's going to be on the news tonight. Everybody's going to see that one. That's going to be all. And he literally took what was the potential to be an incredibly embarrassing moment, spun it around, and it was a very folksy moment. Oh, I think the little bugger's in there making a hive. It was brilliant retail politics. It was common man stuff. He's just like you and me. He wasn't trying to dignify his way out of it or hide it or whatever. This happened and he leaned into it and he made it his own. Had nothing to do with what was going on there. But as a guy who you may have figured out genuinely does not like him, not him personally, but him as the premier and so on, I was profoundly impressed at his ability to spin that and turn it to his advantage. I've spent a lot of time lately reading the books of Robert Cialdini, Persuasion and Influence. They're about the psychology of persuasion. And it's giving me a deeper understanding of that type of stuff. Why is it that people like Chrétien? I thought he was an arrogant SOB, and I never could stand the man. Why do people like Dumb and Dumber Blackface Hitler? I don't get it. These people grate on me. And I think it's because there's something in my brain that is, I'm just not as persuadable, or at least I'm not persuadable in the normal ways that people are. And so doing the research and seeing this, it's like, okay, I get it. I get why this fat bastard, this fascist puke, connects with people. I get why they literally see 2 years of their children's lives torn away and their toddlers having developmental issues, potentially life-altering, probably life-altering, and yet he charms them into liking him. And it goes back. I can go back over and over. Clinton, I despised everything about that man. And yet I'm told he walked into a room and everybody wanted to be his buddy. And by the time, he spoke to you and you were the only person in the world. Ford isn't that level, I don't think, but he has that. So it's an interesting thing. And as I promised, while I may have gotten a few digs in there because of, me being me, I really must say, I can see why and how Ford has gotten to where he is. He is a genuinely good, a fine retail politician. Like him or not, he is what he is. Like me or not, I am what I am. Thank you very much for watching. That was my time. Now is your time. And in the meantime, take care of yourself, because ain't no one else is gonna. Certainly not Ford. Take care of yourself, and you'll see me soon.